Fight Action Awards. We got knockouts. We got submissions. We got rounds. We got fights. Let's get straight into it. Starting off, knockout of the year. Honorable mentions to Yuri over Khalil. Nice little 1-2 boom 3. Sat Khalil down right there. It was pretty nice. But there's other better. Bo Nichols head kick. Beautiful, but there's another better head kick. And Elijah Smith's slam over that one Asian dude in the Apex where he's getting another one of those. He's getting Yu Jung Yu or Yu Sung Yu. Something like shit like that. Sorry. But yeah, it was just not aesthetic. It's not pretty. Like slams, certain slams are nice, but that one just wasn't pretty like the others. Number 5 is Ilya over Charles. Clean combo, perfect placement. And the way Charles falls, I know a lot of you want to hear us. It was beautiful. You get the, I think it was like a jab down low, a jab upstairs, and then comes in, boom, boom, sits him down. Charles' chin hits his knee and just, it was beautiful. It was like a simple combo, but it was so clean and so perfect. Number 4 got Salkid over Hakparas. Picture perfect head kick. And he made him seize up. The way he fell was beautiful. And it was a little bit better than Bo Nichols, in my opinion. Because Rodolfo Vieira had his hands down. This guy had his hands up. It was just nicer, in my opinion. And it's Bo Nichols. Who fucking cares? Pratis over Leon, number 3. This one was so brutal to me. I don't know why no one talks about it the same way as like some other brutal knockouts. The step in and extension was beautiful, where he like kind of like hops in, full extension with that big, long, lanky left arm. And then Leon's flying back. He's falling on his tailbone and his head snaps. That was brutal. And the thing about this, the whole sequence leading up to like where Leon like kind of relaxes, throws like a low kick, switches stances, relaxes. And then as he's hopping back, Pratis just comes in like, it's like it goes like 0 to 100. It's like they're both relaxed, and then Pratis comes in, darts in, boom, sends them flying back like when they get punched in a fucking superhero movie or anime, and they're like flying back like that, and just sat him down, and the follow punch was nasty too. It was brutal, but a beautiful knockout in my opinion. And number 2, Pratis again, along with Ro Murphy, flatline, walk off, spinning elbow knockouts, and they happen back to back. Like, can you believe that shit back to back? Murphy's was a spun Pico's head around. I don't even know which one's better at this point. Like, there's some days I'm like Murphy, some days I'm like Pratis. But LaRon, I like it because it's like as Pico steps aside, he just comes around spinning like, and Pico's head just like, it looks like it spins. And Carlos Pratis, he had like the lead elbow, I think, first or something like that. And then he does a spinning one, and there's like a delay effect. And the way Jeff Neal falls is like, they're both beautiful. I can't pick one, so they're both up. You're tied. Number 1, Bobby Green or Mauricio Ruffi over Bobby Green. I know Bobby Green has no chin, but this was a beautiful technique. Like fake the left hook, spinning heel kick, hits him right on the tempo, and it had a bit of a delay effect. And Mauricio Ruffi has clean ass technique on the feet. He's beautiful. Like I've seen his training videos. If you watch his training videos, it's like beautiful shit. And it had a bit of a delay effect. Remember, like he hit him, I'm like, oh shit, he just knocked him out. He fucking face planted him. Like that was disgusting, and definitely knockout of the year in my opinion. But I mean, there's a lot on here. There's a lot of beautiful knockouts this year, but I think there was more gooder. Or there was less gooder. Or fuck. Alright, submission of the year. Honorable mentions, Charles Jourdain over David Grant. Simple guillotine, but just the flying knee into it was, I factored into my honorable mention. I just wanted to mention that. Walter Walker's heel hook over Kennedy, that one was clean. That was his cleanest heel hook in my opinion yet. And then Charles over Gamrot. Rear naked choke by Charles. Or this one's like it's on the chin, but fuck it. Number 5, Pantoja over Kai Kara France. The thing with this is like they're on the ground fighting, hand fighting, and then Pantoja gets it really quick, like out of nowhere, and then Kai Kara France like desperately trying to get it off, and then it's just a picture perfect rear naked choke, and just that desperation aspect, it lasted for like 15-20 seconds where Pantoja just has this choke kind of secured, and Kai Kara France is desperate to get out. That added a good amount of it for me. I thought it was a great choke. I love rear naked chokes. It's my favorite. That might be my favorite submission. It's a simple rear naked choke. And it's common, but it's just like you're on another man's back and you're just choking him. Pause, but it's pretty nice. And Maraba Romani, I think it was like a north-south choke, and it was very unexpected. And O'Malley, he kind of like rolls around, try to get out of it, and Marab just secures it tighter, and his head's like kind of like off to the side. This one is very clean. You don't really see a choke like this too often. Like as you can see, O'Malley's head is like kind of turned to the side, pretty nasty, but it was a nice submission. I enjoyed this one. It's nice to watch back. Number 3 was Fluffy over to Lidze. He just dragged him across the octagon. Like, talked about this before in my last video, but this was some nasty shit. It really was. It really was, okay? Oh, rear naked choke, drags him across, makes him quit. This was like some brutal, like, this is some big brother shit. Like, this is some shit you do to, like, your little cousin. I don't have little siblings, but if I had a little brother, I'd be doing this shit to him. I'd be dragging him across the house. You wanna scream at my mom? You wanna talk back, motherfucker? Drag his ass across. Just fucking crank that shit. Number 2, Islam Moicano. It was as Moicano escapes, and it was like clockwork. Literally, he gets it in so clean and quick. It was like fucking putting your fingers in a wet puss, you know? Got people at home, so I can't really be too loud in that sense, but it was just clean. Like, it was like Moicano was lubed up. Like his whole neck and arm, shoulder area, armpit were just lubed up for Islam just slide it in, you know? But yeah, this one is clean. I love Darce chokes as well. It's one of my favorites. This is up there as well. Darce is my favorite, one of my favorites. But beautiful. And number 1, Silver Mitchell. Mitchell goes for the takedown. He locks it up. You kind of tell, like, in the fight, you're like, he's like, oh shit, this is wide open. Gets the choke. I think it was like a ninja choke. And then he like twisted his head off. Yes, he twisted his head off. Like, he had Mitchell on the ground, and I think he put him to sleep too. I think he put him out cold and then barked over his dead body. But yeah, this was my favorite submission of the year. I was there in person too. It was beautiful, absolutely beautiful, mate. And now onto the fight of the year. Honorable mentions to Volk Lopez, back and forth banger, but just not as good as the others. Same thing with Merab Umar, back and forth, lots of scrambles, great on the feet, but not as good as the others in my opinion. There's a couple other 5-rounders on here, I think, but these two didn't make the cut. I got Chris Duncan, Mateusz Rebecki. It was just one of those, like, it wasn't clean technique. There's a few fights like that this year where it's just like 3 rounds, back and forth war, bloodied up, but it's not as good technique. They're just fighting. They're just fighting. Which we got in this, which is the famous infamous Daniel Cormier line that he said in the Iwo versus Ibo fight down here in the bottom left. That fight could have been here, but it was only a minute 30 seconds. He didn't have much fight. It was a lot of fun though. I was going crazy because I picked Iwo. I thought it was done at the beginning. So 5th place, we got JDM versus Bilal, 49-46, but very competitive. There was 5 rounds of straight hands. This was a great fight, very fun. It was just straight boxing and shit. Like, this was a lot of fun. I enjoyed this fight. This was one of my favorite fights of the year. Clearly, it's number 5, but it was like, because there's some here that's like they were the best objectively, but then there's also some that are my favorite. This was definitely one of my favorites. Amazing fight. I loved it. I watched it back for Bilal and JDM film from 322 in Qatar. They're back-to-back weeks, so I got to witness this fight. It was beautiful to watch again. Then I got Sadikov Mata. Sadikov almost finished early by Nicholas Mata. I remember he was like against a cage like this, like fucking Muhammad Ali maxing, and then comes back, makes the round competitive, make that first round very competitive still when he almost got finished, and comes out, gets him, drops him nasty with a nasty KO in the second round. One of the best fights of the year, one of the most fun. It was like Iwo versus Ibo, but a little longer. That's a kind of good way to put it. If Iwo versus Ibo went a little longer, like 9-10 minutes, this is what it would have been, kind of, I think. I don't even think the way they were fighting, those guys could have lasted even more than 2.5 minutes if they had like crazy chins, which they clearly do. Number 3, oh my god, I forgot about this fight. Lopez versus Silva. This might be this is up there, but pure chaos, right? From the get-go. Diego Lopez takes his back, gets him down, almost gets him out of there in round 1. And then the second round is a crazy back and forth. I'll get to that later because we got round of the year. But spinning back elbow finish. This fight was amazing from the lead up. The fight itself was so high paced, especially that second round. Almost getting finished in the first was amazing. And then him coming out, Gene Silva, and coming back from that, because that was good survivability. Diego Lopez is dangerous. And to survive that, his head looked like a fucking impulse grenade. I remember that tweet. And then the spinning back elbow finish wasn't as good as the Prates Murphy, but still nasty. Number 2, Revolve versus Van. I was at this fight. I think the highest output ever. I don't know if it was the most combined strikes in a 3-round fight ever or a 5-rounder. I think it might have been 5, but I know for a fact, I'm pretty sure it was a 3-rounder where it had the most fights ever, or most strikes ever. And Van knocked down in the 3rd round. That made it a lot better in my opinion because he stole the fight. I thought Van won the first. Revolve won the second because he outstruck him like crazy. Yeah, I remember Van won the first. Revolve won the second, and then Revolve was winning the 3rd. Even though with Josh Van's good adjustments like the oblique kicks and stuff like that, Revolve was winning the 3rd, and then Josh Van stole it. That was like me when I was watching it live. I thought it was 1-1. Revolve was winning, and Josh Van stole it with 10 seconds left with that knockdown. Beautiful, and then that crowd was jumping the whole time, the whole fight, and then especially at the end, it was amazing. And my favorite fight of the year, maybe one of my favorites of all time. Not my favorite. My favorite is probably like Yuri and Glover. That shit was crazy. But this one, high paced first 2 rounds. 3rd round is probably the best round ever. Not probably, but it's up there, one of the best rounds ever. And then we had a knockout finish. The first 2 rounds, Yuri looks like fucking Bambi, like slipping and sliding across the octagon. Khalil's doing his fucking dart in, fast ass hooks and whatever looping punches that he does. We're saying, how the fuck does Yuri have a chin? What type of power does Alex have? We're saying that the whole fight. And then 3rd round, I'm going to get to that in a minute, but 3rd round was absolutely amazing. And we got a knockout finish. Now on to the rounds of the year. 5th place, we got JD and Bilal, round 5. Crazy output. This was the most rounds, or by far the most strikes in that fight, which was already high pace in that round. It was the best round of that fight. JDM bloodied up Bilal. Like, when it was a flow state by JDM. I remember him getting out of there. I'm like, how the fuck is Bilal so tough? How is he still in this fight? What type of chin does he have? Obviously, it's amazing. But again, flow state from JDM, boxing combos. And to watch JDM strike is very beautiful. I think he's getting a little bit of too much disrespect and too much, needs to get more love again. Like he was before the Islam fight. But nonetheless, amazing round. Revolve Van 3 is at number 4. They kept the high output, like I said, the Josh Van's adjustments, the last second knockdown. 3rd round was beautiful. It was the best round in my opinion because there's a more variety of strikes from Van overall. And then he had the knockdown, of course, stole the show, stole the win, and stole the title shot. And number 3 was Lopez versus Silva 2. Again, we had Silva's flow state, Diego's chin. Gene Silva, the most beautiful striker in the division, which I still think he's going to be a champ one day, versus Diego's chin. The best chin in the division, clearly. Like Marvin Vettori type chin. Like this is literally a Marvin Vettori type chin. He took 2 front kicks to the face, spinning elbows. Literally, the 2 front kicks though, just like it was like it scratched off of him. Crazy shit from Diego Lopez. I thought he was out of there because this is what I expected. I expected to be competitive and then Gene Silva to get in a flow state like he does with his striking, and then knock him out in the 2nd or 3rd round. I did not think his fucking chin was that good because Gene Silva has some power, but I think this next fight against Arnold Allen, Gene Silva's going to fucking brutalize him. And then we get the spinning elbow finish, which was beautiful. As Gene Silva's like getting that momentum, he's coming in all like hands down, emotional, and then Diego Lopez sets up that spinning back fist or spinning back elbow that he was practicing too, and gets a knockout. That was beautiful. Number 2, I got Evo versus Evo 1. 90 seconds of pure fucking chaos. There was like 4 knockdowns in this. Crazy swing of emotions. Because I picked Evo to win this by first round sub. I had him by sub. Because I know Evo Aslan, he's gotten sub before. His grappling is not as proven as his striking. He's just a marauder. He's a marauder merchant. I thought Evo was done, but fucking Evo, like he came back, gets back up, they knock each other down. This is some crazy shit. And then he knocks him out nice. That was like the craziest swing of emotions I've ever had in a fight. And Evo Aslan got a 6-fight fucking contract off of this. He's on a 3-fight losing streak. Sub by Kudalaba, boring ass fight with Elikana, but then one of the best like one-rounders of all time. Probably the best one-rounder of all time in a fight and gets a contract. It was amazing. And then number 1, like I said before, Yuri versus Khalil 3. Elbows. That sequence where like they're going back and forth. They're in the clinch, both exhausted, and there's elbow. That was one of my favorite sequences ever. I was on my feet this whole round, and just them fighting through the exhaustion, especially Khalil himself, because he got gassed not only from himself because he throws hard and he gasses in the third, fourth round. Like the way he fights at pace, you can't go that long. He's so meaty and muscular. But Yuri himself was a little gassed too. But Yuri's the best at fighting through fatigue and stuff. But it was also like Khalil was also gassed from Yuri's body work and his fucking those front kicks and those teeps to the body. Those are brutal. I did one to my mom the other day against her will. Fucking put my balls on my feet. I don't have big ass feet. I have size 14 feet. I'm a big motherfucker. I'm 6'6", 225 pounds. So fucking I didn't do it as hard, obviously. I just like flicked it. But she's like, ah. I just had to test it out because I wanted to test what I was out on somebody. So I had to test it on my mom, sadly. But she's a tough motherfucker. But this round was my favorite round of the year, one of my favorite rounds ever, and I'm gonna rewatch this fight soon. I think I want to go back to it. Now on to upsets of the year. Honorable mentions to Holland versus D-Rod. I don't think anyone picked D-Rod. I think everyone had Holland. And then Umar Sy versus Alonzo Menafield. Alonzo Menafield was a huge underdog, and then got the job done. It was a boring ass fight though. Number 5, we got Walker over Ming Yang. This was supposed to be a layup for Ming Yang in China, headlining the fight night. No Chin versus Marauder. It was supposed to be Coughing Baby versus Hydrogen Bomb, and he gets finished with leg kicks. He gets fucking Hamza at first with Johnny Walker. I think Johnny Walker ended up on bottom, but whatever. Ming Yang he didn't get fraud checked, but it's like, bro, you're not that good of a striker. You can't check leg kicks. Like, come on. And it was supposed to be a layup for him. No one picked Walker. I was really like, Zhang Ming Yang. I remember making a TikTok. It was like when I first started TikTok. I was like, Zhang Ming Yang's got some crazy stats. Got 23 fucking fights, this many finishes, this many wins in the first round. I'm like, yeah, he's gonna extend this to this after he beats Walker, and then this happened. I was like, what the fuck? And it was early as fuck. And it was so early in the morning. I was so pissed. I mean, I wasn't pissed. I like Johnny Walker. I'm glad he won, but I was like, really, my pick. That's what happened to my pick. Number 4, Daniel Zellhuber versus Michael Johnson. Michael Johnson was the biggest underdog of the year. I think plus 555. Zellhuber's coming off the fight of the year. Michael Johnson schools his ass. Like, speed mogs him as a 39-year-old versus whatever the fuck Daniel Zellhuber is. 28 or something. I think he's in his 20s. Speed mogs him, and there's Daniel Zellhuber didn't do shit. He couldn't do anything. I think he dropped Zellhuber too. So great performance from him, and that was a big upset. A lot of people didn't pick Johnson. I think a couple black people did, but not black people. Like Zami Manjay, all the guys on TikTok, which it was a good pick nonetheless. But I don't really see anyone else pick him unless they're supporting their kind, which everyone does that. I pick Arabic fighters. If there's a Haitian fighter, if like OSP's fighting, I mean, obviously he's not fighting anymore, but I'm Haitian, I'm Arabic. I'll pick some Arabic fighters I'll side with them at first, but I don't, but Haitians though. Haitian's my shit. So if there's a Haitian fighter, I'm gonna pick the Haitian fighter. Number 3 is Jan over Merab. 50-45 in the first fight. Showcased nothing in his recent fights that showed he was gonna beat Merab. He was counted out by everybody, mostly everybody. I saw some people picking Merab or Jan, but it was like, oh, he has a skill to do it. I just didn't think he had the physical capacities or the game plan, but he did. He basically 50-45 them. Crazy, and he was a big underdog. I think Merab was like a minus 400 favorite, and Jan got him out of there. Crazy upset, and amazing fight too. Number 2 is Barcelos over Talbot. Huge underdog, plus 710. Okay, maybe this was the biggest one of the year. It was seen as a stepping stone for Peyton Talbot. Just like old, decent vet that could test him a little bit, but should beat him. And he went out there 30-26. I'm like, beating him is one thing, but going out there one-sided the whole time, kind of dominating him, crazy. This deserves a spot. It could see even number 1. But number 1, I had Ewing over Wellmaker. 2 days notice for Ethan Ewing. Malcolm Wellmaker's a hot-ass prospect, and has all the buzz in the world. Everyone's picking him. He's like, this is supposed to be his moment. Everyone thought it was an easy round 1 knockout. And Ethan Ewing not only beat him, he outskilled him, showed better boxing fundamentals, better striking, better wrestling, grappling, all that stuff, and stole his fucking spot as a prospect, basically. So, and everyone was saying, oh yeah, whoever the fuck this Wallmaker is fighting, whoever the fuck this guy is, round 1 knockout. I don't even have to break it down. Now, in-fight comeback of the year. Honorable mentions to Merab versus Umar. I think Merab was down 0-2 on all the scorecards, but That's what Murad does. He kind of loses at the beginning. His fight style is made for him to build into fights. And then Iwo versus Ebo. Ebo was dropped, but not terribly. But it was against Marauder Ebo, so it was pretty tough. But I think there's some better comebacks on this fight where they're more than it looked even worse. Number 5 was Phil Rowe versus Andalusa. Phil Rowe was down 0-2 and gets a nasty knockout in the third. Needs a knockout where he's like framing on his head and just punching him. And Andalusa's like, I was like, that shit was brutal. I missed the fight, but that shit was brutal. I remember watching it back. It was a very nice comeback. Number 4, Cesar Almeida versus Abdul Razak Al Hassan. Almeida's dropped early in the first round. Recovers well, immediately gets back to his feet, and then finishes Al Hassan with a nasty left hook. I think it was like the first card of 2025. But he was down. Al Hassan's got some power. So he's in a dangerous spot. He gets back up. He's against a cage as well, getting hit. Or like kind of blocking the hits or rolling with them. And then puts a left hook in Al Hassan's chin and gets him out of there. Easy money. Easy money, baby. Number 3 got Brundage versus Marquez. I thought Brundage was done. I don't really remember this fight too much. But I remember when thinking of this idea, I'm like, in-fight comebacks. Who? The first one to come to mind was Cody Brundage. I remember watching this fight. I don't remember anything else about the fight except for thinking, Cody Brundage is fucking done. He's cut. Who the fuck? Like, how is he going to get out of this? I thought he was done. Maybe I'm forgetting how badly he was done, but I thought he was absolutely done. And came back and win it, I think in the same round, in the first round. So again, crazy comeback from him. I thought he was fucking done. I was fucked. Number 2 is Cannonier versus RoboCop. Cannonier dropped and nearly done early against a finisher in RoboCop. Again, like same thing, like you go against these finishers, it means a little more to come back against these guys. And eventually finds a finish later in the fight. I think 2 rounds later, he finds it. And he's old. RoboCop is supposed to be like RoboCop's shot into the rankings, get him into the rankings, but you know, Cannonier just does this. He's unk, man. He's unk, like can't beat him. So shout out Cannonier, great comeback. And number 1 was Yuri versus Khalil. Yuri was down 0-2, and Khalil's a bit of a finisher himself. Hit him with some big ass shots. Yuri goes out there, masterclass round 3, and gets a brutal knockout. We don't even need to talk about it that much because we just talked about it, but that knockout was nasty and needed a knockout. Got the knockout with a nasty combo and just kind of outwilled him. But it's like, dude, Khalil was so tired. Like, it was hard to have some will at that point. And that's all that I have for today for my Fight Action Awards. Catch you in the next one. It will be funniest moments of 2025. That's one you're going to tune in for. That's going to be a great video. See y'all.